Okay, so the reason I have my phone screen up on the big screen is that I want to talk about rest days, particularly active recovery during rest days. Now, a big reason that I wanted to do cardio on my rest days in the first place was simply that I wanted to do more calorie burning. I'm not eating that much on those days, and I thought I could get a little bit extra fat burning going on. And it's a little bit of bro science to want to do fasted cardio, but it helps me with diet adherence, so it evens out that way. Another reason that I do fasted cardio is that I use a supplement called Yohimbine, or Yohimbine, I think is the capsule form versus the herbal form, which requires there be no insulin response occurring in your body, otherwise it won't work. So it's a good reason to be fasted when you take it. The thing that I've been forgetting to do, and I'm not really mad at myself for forgetting it, because I have been receiving some conditioning benefits from doing the LISS cardio, low intensity steady state cardio, that I've been doing, but I may have left some fat burning on the table. And the thing that I guess you're supposed to do when you take the Yohimbi is that you should be doing some higher intensity work before you do your LISS work. Now, I don't really want to load my legs with further intensity. I want my legs to recover for squatting, and that's sort of the reason I do my cardio on an elliptical, because it's low impact on the knees. It doesn't do anything to my feet. Gets me a little bit of a stretch in my calves, which I need because my ankle mobility is rather poor. And then it also has that like lever motion with your arms. And since my current lifting protocol has absolutely no horizontal pushing nor pulling, I get to... I'm not training my arms in that way, or my chest or my back with this, but doing this doesn't impact this, and that makes me happy. But it also gets blood into the shoulders and, all of my upper body, so it works as a little bit of an active recovery, which I appreciate. Got a little bit off topic there. So the reason that I'm bringing this up is that I decided to do some supersets on a machine, or on 3 machines? 1, 2, 3, 4? 3 machines. On 3 machines, and this isn't probably the way that I would have liked to have done it, but because the gym was as busy as it was, this is just how I ended up doing it. So I did some pec flies and some rear delt flies. So it's the same machine. You just, you're either doing this or you're doing it the other way, depending on which way you're facing to the machine. And I'm sorry that my green screen is so narrow. But I just wanted to balance it out. I figured even though it's like a chest workout in a way, it's also just not that big of a deal because I don't really do any chest work. I do an overhead press, but that's mostly the upper chest, and the chest fly, if you're sitting high enough, is mostly not that. So that's why I chose that. And again, I'm looking at that active recovery for the shoulders a little bit, so I'm not going very heavy on any of these sets. You'll notice most of these sets are, with one exception, these sets are of 12 reps, and that was intentional. I wanted to do something that was challenging, so it was sort of like a 12 rep test on all of these exercises. I wanted to see what the heaviest weight I could handle at 12 reps would be, because I'm using that as a way to lower intensity, because if I can do 12 reps with it, it can't be that heavy. So that was the idea, was to do this, and it took me 28 minutes, about a half hour, and that was supposed to stand in for the higher interval stuff that you're supposed to do at the beginning. I figured this would be the way that I could get my heart rate up without impacting my legs at all. And I do wear a heart rate monitor, so we'll check that out here. This is from the actual workout that I did. I even took the note here so I would remember that this is what this was all about, because I don't usually do cardio that is this intense for this long of a period of time. Like typically if I'm in the 4 and 5 4 and 5 zones, I'm not hanging out there for very long. And I guess I didn't really hang out there very long here either, but it is basically what I was looking for. You'll notice there's that big dip in the middle. That was me waiting for machines. I did the chest fly and rear delt before that dip, and then I was waiting on the back extension and the ab machine during that period there. I just walked around, like I did like laps around the row, or the column, whatever, of machines that represent this workout that I did. They were all right next to each other, so it was super easy just going, you know, one machine to the next. I think it's part of like a circuit. I think on the other side of the wall is the other half of the circuit you're supposed to do. But nobody was using them for circuit training, so I didn't get in anybody's way. On the same app, I think I have today's LISS as well. Here it is. Now this is really encouraging for me because if you look at my Instagram, this is where I have all of these screenshots of this stuff. If you want to look at it more intensely for some reason. I actually have a lot of trouble staying in zone 3. Now I think like for ideal fat burning, you're supposed to be in zone 2 or something. I don't really give a shit. I mostly don't want to be in zone 2 because it's boring, and I don't want to be in zone 4 or above because I can't do that for an hour. So that means I'm doing zone 3. That's real simple, right? I don't have to bro science at you, you understand. So this is the first time I think I've been able to stay just right in that band, right in that yellow band. When I first started using the Yohimbine, I was regularly spiking into the 4 and like trying to dial it down and back and calming down and all that stuff. I actually wanted to type in here that I did a 5 and 5, which is the incline and intensity. Now I want the incline to be lower as I progress because I'm trying to get the stretch on my calves. I've been working at 6 and then random shit for a while. And today I thought I would try 5 because I've been doing some ankle mobility stuff, and I thought I was ready to level down. You know, you would typically want to level up, but it's literally leveling down to decrease the incline, so whatever, man. But I was really excited that and I don't know how somebody gets really excited about a graph chart thingy, but whatever. I was really excited that I stayed in the yellow today. And I barely had to adjust anything to stay there. I think I was dialing the intensity from 4 to 6 pretty regularly, but towards the middle, I would say from minute 20 to minute 50, it was all intensity 5. Actually, I can just look at the graph. I guess 45, you can see that like W-shaped dip there. I think that's where I switched it to 6 to bring it back up. But I think this is actually a protocol that I can continue to follow. We'll see tomorrow when I do my actual workout if my recovery from Wednesday's workout was negatively impacted at all. But if it wasn't, then I might continue doing this pre-LISS supersetting on exercises that hopefully had nothing to do with my one workout lifting. I don't want to do high intensity like sprints or whatever, again, because I don't want to impact my leg recovery. I'm babying the shit out of my legs because it's just, I'm only doing one thing for them at high intensity. And I think that as long as I treat that with respect, that I will be respected in return. So here's hoping that this works out. I guess it kind of goes against the philosophical point of having one workout. But if I wasn't cutting and I wasn't using the supplement, I wouldn't want to do the interval stuff before, or the high intensity stuff before the LISS. I would just be doing the LISS for conditioning, and that's it. Just to have a stronger heart for the more muscle mass that I'm clearly bulking to put on or whatever. I wouldn't be so concerned with trying to evenly burn fat off of my body rather than like burn it everywhere but my stomach and ass and then cry about it on internet forums later, you know. So that's what I'm working with, and I'll be back tomorrow with some lifting videos. So thanks for hanging out. See ya.